I will admit to one thing, JJ, over the past year or so since this whole COVID-19 thing started, stress eating. Oh, been doing a lot of that.
Oh,
Oh, a whole bunch of that. A lot of people have been doing that, as a matter of fact. The question is, what can you do to stop it? What can you do to get your immune system to be healthier? Because I know what I'm doing is not making me any healthier, is not going to help me beat it should I get it. Our next guest has some clues that could get us in the right direction.
that's right. He is here from his office in Charlotte, Dr. John Bartimus. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, JJ. Happy to be here.
Excellent. Hey, you're a specialist in several things, but let's start off with talking about stress eating and how you've seen it affect your patients during COVID.
Sure. I think it's important to understand the stress response so we can understand stress eating and its impact on us. So, real quick, stress is a response to a perceived threat. So, the key word there is perceived. Whether or not the tiger is in your room for real, you are having a stress response to that tiger or the perceived threat from that tiger. So, we can respond one of three ways. We can fight it, we can flight, which would be run from that tiger, or we could freeze, which would be essentially curl up in a ball and be immobilized. And relative to COVID, we've chosen as a nation and largely worldwide to freeze in the form of lockdown, right? So if I'm locked down in my house and I'm immobilized and I'm fearful, I want to be comforted.
Yeah.
And in America, we comfort ourselves with food.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Typically,
pregnant pause there was just like perfect.
Yeah.
We all knew what was coming next. Man, oh man. It's true, though.
It is. And the issue there is that the comfort foods are typically high sugar foods.
Yeah.
And the research shows that diabetics have triple the risk of a severe COVID outcome compared to non-diabetics.
Wow.
So if I'm locked down in my home eating comfort foods and not exercising, then I'm practicing a lifestyle that is promoting high blood sugar anywhere on the spectrum from early blood sugar dysfunction to insulin resistance to prediabetes to type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
So if you entered the COVID pandemic with type 2 diabetes and you're comfort eating, obviously your disease process gets worse. But say you were one of us three who didn't enter COVID with a diagnosable blood sugar issue, but you were on that line. Well, if you've stress eaten for 10 months straight, you may have done enough to tip yourself over into, say, insulin resistance or prediabetes. And now if you get COVID, your risk of a severe outcome is double or triple compared to if you hadn't been stress eating.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you, we really have to take a closer look at our sugar consumption, me included, because I really end every night with some kind of a sweet. Is this topic discussed in your book, The Autoimmune Answer?
Yes, in my book, I discuss nutrition and diet and in relation to immune function, because my book is on autoimmune disease, and autoimmune disease is primarily an immune dysfunction.
Yeah.
Just the specific disease you have is the actual tissue that's being damaged by that immune dysfunction. That's the difference between autoimmune diseases. And so I talk about how our lifestyles and our choices along nutrition, physical activity, mental health, being internal dialogue or relationships, and various other factors impact our immune health and therefore our risk for an autoimmune disease or infection, etc.
Yeah. I think people, when they think, be healthier means eating less, but eating less doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose the weight, does it?
No, because eating less, if you're eating at a caloric deficit, is actually a stressor. So then you fire that stress physiology, that fight, flight, or freeze response.
Yeah.
And chronic stress leads to weight gain because chronic cortisol puts fat around the midsection and the hips.
Yeah.
So sometimes we counterintuitively have to eat more to lose weight because that more signal is telling the body, hey, there's abundance. There'll be more food in 3 hours.
Fire
you
up
can
the
let go
engines.
of the fat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dr. Bartimus, many folks who are listening right now are probably intrigued by this topic. It really is kind of the future, this functional medicine that is becoming more and more popular. You're offering people a free copy of your book?
Absolutely. Yes, because my book the goal of the book is to teach them more about functional medicine. So if they are interested in a free copy, we're offering the first 5 people who reach out at our website at functionalmedicinecharlotte.com/contact us and put in Las Vegas free book. We'll send you a book.
Awesome. Dr. Bartimus, great having you, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thankful to be here. Have a great day.
You as well. First 5 people to go to that website, functionalmedicinecharlotte.com/contact-us. It's right there. You go there, you type in Las Vegas free book, you will get a free copy of The Autoimmune Answer. And we thank him so much for joining us, and Bestseller Publishing, proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.